Hey guys, welcome to the channel. A lot of you know I'm not the biggest fan of desserts. However, I'm going to do a dessert review today. I'm going to show these guys off here at Crumbz. Now, I'm not usually a fan of desserts, so for me to review a dessert place, it needs to really pique my interest, which this place has done. So let me show you why. Some of you may notice Drip Burger, which I reviewed as well. Unfortunately, I didn't get to come here last time, but I've been meaning to. So let's go inside. Let's check it out. Hey guys, so I'm actually inside. This place doesn't have seating, but if you remember in my Drip Burger video, which is next door, they kindly let me use their office, and they've kindly let me do the same again because I wanted to film in the car, but I reckon I've got a lot of food and it's getting dark, so it would ruin the video. So we're gonna do it inside. So look how posh this stuff looks, right? So I've opened them because I took some shots earlier, but I'm absolutely loving the presentation. These are profiteroles, which are one of my favorite desserts, so cannot wait to go into those. They've got macaroons, which is lovely. Churros, you guys know I love churros, but these are actually baked, which sounds interesting. This one, I'll be honest, I've forgotten what's under there, but you have to wait and see, And then an OG sprinkle cake with custard. And I've got lots more coming. Then we've got some chocolate fondue pot, and some pink tea. We do have more food coming as well. Stuff that's a bit different, like for example, they do bubble tea. Not many dessert places do bubble tea. I cannot wait to show that off. So, okay. What we're gonna go for first, guys, I think we're gonna do the profiteroles first. So they've got some chocolate, of course, they've got strawberry and some nuts on top as well. That, guys, is an absolutely fantastic combination. One of my favourite flavour combinations, the profiteroles, which I don't think I've said on the channel, one of my favourite desserts. So that is lovely. And I'm loving the box. I just love how posh that actually looks. I think the presentation is good and the pricing on that is good as well. Let's move on to baked churros. Baked churros. I've had many a churro in my time. All over the world really, but I've never had a baked one. That's a bit interesting. I'm probably going to save some calories. Actually, before we do move on to this churros, let me just show you the other food that has come out. So we've got these signature bites, which I cannot wait to show you these. These look absolutely fantastic. Look how vibrant they look. Can't wait to go for those. I think I may have showed you that a second ago, but we've got, I think, a cheesecake here. And who can tell me, before I tell you what it is, who can tell me what these little bubbles are? We'll go over that in a second. I may have been a bit overzealous with ordering, guys, but this looks, it looks so good. We are going to go with the churros first. Let's get a good dip in as well. We have so much to move on to, but this looks cracking. I thought I would prefer fried churros. This, however, baked churros, they taste lighter. They've still got the indulgence, lots of Nutella going on. Absolutely lovely, but we're going to move on, guys. We're going to move on. Take a moment to appreciate how good this slush puppy looks. I'm going to try this actually, because this stuff's quite indulgent, so this should cut through that. So we've got iron brew, we've got raspberry, I think strawberry. We've like sweeties at the top. Is this not the poshest slush puppy you guys have ever seen? Don't know what it is, but this place is absolutely hitting the spot today. That isn't the best slush puppy I've ever had, seriously. Oh, okay. I had to calm the hype levels down and be a bit professional. This has been looking at me for ages. I need to just crack onto this old school sprinkle cake with some custard. I feel food like this is just comforting, you know, it reminds me of being young. I think this is the first cake I ever made at school in like year 7. I didn't make it this good though. Generous amount of custard going on. Beautiful cake itself. The icing adds a bit of sweetness to it. This so far has been the best start to a dessert video I think I've ever done. For sure. I've been told it's not a slush puppy. Because I just refer to them as slush puppies because it's kind of like, I don't know, nostalgic. This is called Dr. Slush. This one right here. Dr. Slush. Check it out in the menu. I'm enjoying everything so far. I need to take a step back and just be a bit zen. There's so much good stuff to look at in front of me, guys. I'm going to give you guys a quick pan. Alhamdulillah for all the good food. Hello. Look at this. I've ordered, I may have slightly over-ordered. Maybe slightly, you know, slightly. And yes, you do see nachos there. We'll talk about them in a second. But yeah, look at this. These are their Crumbz signature bites. So they look, I have to say, the presentation on these is absolutely immaculate. So you get one free topping on these, and I think it's 50p for an extra topping. But this is a strawberry one with pistachio. We've got a gourmet orange chocolate one. And then this one, I think it's like it's got some nuts on there, some strawberries, and some chocolate as well. So these, I think they all look 10-10, but it's all about the taste, really. I think we're going to try the gourmet chocolate orange signature bites first. They look, like I said, visually, I know I've said it a few times, but I have to say the presentation and everything is really good. Really good. I like the way the food itself is presented. I like the actual packaging as well. It gives it very much like a luxury gourmet kind of feel, rather than like a no shade, but like a regular dessert house, if that kind of makes sense. I think the packaging is very good, and the presentation of the food. I've never had chocolate orange on a waffle, and I don't know why, because it's one of my favourite flavour combinations, but that's like a gourmet twist on that, I think. I think what I'm really looking forward to now, guys, after that one, is this strawberry one. So this is strawberry and pistachio. This is, again, their signature bite, which I think if you're coming in, you kind of have to get. So far, highly impressed with everything I've had. I'm gonna get that delicately out. I think I even prefer that to the orange one, which I didn't think I would say. I didn't think I'd be a massive fan of that. I love the pistachios and strawberries working together. Not a combination that I typically have, but that works. That's what I love about food. You end up having things that you've never had before, and you think, oh, that's never gonna work. It works really well, so I quite enjoy that. But what we're gonna do, guys, because there's so much in front of me, I wanna move on. I fancy moving on. But just another quick shout out to the Dr. Slash again, because I really enjoy this. This is cutting through all the sweet stuff really well. Honestly, this is getting the shout out of all shout outs. So if you're getting dessert here, which I definitely suggest you do, something like this just works really well. Don't get like a Coke or something like that. They give you sweeties at the top just in case you want a bit more dessert, you know, a little bit more to chew. We've got some good segments of the video to go, guys, so don't go anywhere, because now we're gonna do waffle sticks. That's right, underneath all that topping, they're definitely generous with toppings, there's waffle sticks. So here we've got brownie with passion fruit tapioca. I've never seen that. I think that's interesting. That's definitely piqued my curiosity. And then we've got like a white chocolate and strawberry toppings on top of waffle sticks as well. Generally, I actually prefer things like waffle sticks, waffle bites, stuff like that, because I think it's a bit easier to eat. There's less of it, and then you can have other things. If I just have a whole waffle, I don't know, I usually find that a bit filling, but I think most people love waffles, don't they? They've got like, I call them tapioca balls. I don't think they are tapioca. That would be the harder ones. These are like a popping, they're like, I guess you bite into them and you get like a burst of whatever flavour you've got. So this is passion fruit. So when I bite into it, it'll burst and give me that flavour. The burst of flavour hit me first. I've never had anything like that before, and I'm loving that. Brownies on top of waffles, which in itself is quite unique, I think. But with passion fruit as well, I'm dropping it. It's gonna get dropped. Are you guys ready? That is getting a hey. Man, I love the actual popping boba with the brownie, with the waffle stick. That's delicious. Guys, right, I'm going to move on to stuff that may melt. So this is, for example, the Tutti Frutti Sundae. I promise you, it looked perfect when it came out, of course. I'm filming, I'm eating, I'm doing all the stuff that I do behind the scenes, so it started to melt. So what we're going to do, something I do, right, which people find a bit strange. I like it. So, okay, so I've got a fork here, right, which I've been using for the chocolate stuff. So sometimes I'll use the same fork, because then when I have the ice cream, I get a bite of the chocolate with the ice cream. Does anyone do that? I don't know if that's just me. I think people in my family find that weird that I do that, because honestly, they've been kind enough to give me lots of cutlery. So I can just reach over and get it whenever I want. But I actually like using the same fork. I don't know if other people do that. It's a bit weird, isn't it? I don't know. But there you go. You've subscribed to this weirdo. So there you go. I'm 99.9% sure that's whippy ice cream, which is perfect. My favourite ice cream. Relatively plain but smooth. That one's the Tutti Frutti, which I thought sounded really good. But quick shout out, because they actually have like proper Mövenpick ice cream as well. Like as in the brand Mövenpick, like the posh ice cream. Which I've had, but do you know what? I don't think I've had in the UK. I've had it in Switzerland. I've had it abroad because it's popular and it's posh. And you see it and you think, you know, I want to try some of that. It's kind of gourmet, which I think fits the rest of their food. You know what, that's actually very nice. Mövenpick, they know how to make good ice cream, but I'm not going to sing its praises too much because there's so much food here that these guys make themselves. I want to focus on that. Guys, right, have you guys ever seen anything like this before? I haven't. So this is a chocolate orange fudge cake with lots of custard. Does that not just look unbelievable? Does that not look unbelievable? What I've done is actually cleared in front of me all the stuff that I've eaten, but there's still a lot to go. This basically got some crazy, unique flavor combinations, some really interesting stuff that you guys need to see. So moving on to these. These are dough bites. So think of fried donuts, but like smaller, like bites, you know, with some chocolate and sugar on them. Oh, I like the look of these. I'm a big fan of fried donuts. Every time I go to the seaside, I make sure to get them. I love the crispiness on the outside, the sugar and the airiness on the inside. Let's see if these match the seaside. Do you know what, man? It's gonna have to get dropped. I know I'm making your life hard, guys, because you watch these videos to know what to get. And I know a lot of you only get the Heymans, right? I get it. That's getting a Heyman as well. That is absolutely delicious. It's got a proper indulgence to it because the crispiness on the outside, the oiliness, but not in a bad way. Just that, you know, when you fry something, you have that little bit of oiliness, but the inside is quite airy. The chocolate complements it perfectly, and they actually taste relatively light. You get 6 in a box, which I think will fill you up for sure, but each one is more rich. It tastes very light, I would say. Let me know in the comments, guys, have you guys seen a place that has this kind of combination of lots of different desserts, but like a gourmet feel to them, and also good? There are other places that I've been to which have 1 or 2 of those elements, but not all of them, you know? So moving on to the trifecta of chocolate. So we've got a chocolate fudge cake here, which looks really good. This one, however, I have to say, just looks really good. I'm really excited to try that. Lots of custard, which by the way I'm enjoying. We've got chocolate orange, that looks fantastic. And then this, on the menu, I think it's a brownie dough ball. So I know it just looks like a pile of chocolate, but inside there should literally be a, oh, there we go. There we go, I could feel it. So I'm gonna tuck into that, get into the middle. So I'm hoping that it's like a big gooey cookie in a way. As you can see, there's some gooiness in there. I can see it really clearly, it looks really good, but I think the camera may struggle. That is a chocolate lover's dream. Incredibly rich, incredibly indulgent. Have it with a little bit, oh, I'll put the ice cream to the side. Have it with a little bit of ice cream just to cut through that chocolate. I think have those together, perfect. So let's double up on the chocolate. We just had a chocolate brownie ball, but now we're gonna have this chocolate fudge cake. This, guys, I have the portion sizes here are absolutely ginormous, so make sure you're hungry when you order, and I'll leave all the details in the description. This has got to be one of the most indulgent, rich chocolate cakes I think I've seen, or certainly done on the channel, because you know what it reminds me of? Have you guys seen Matilda, the movie? It might be Disney. I don't know if it's a movie. Google it, and there's a scene with a character called Bruce Bogtrotter, and basically, long story short, he's sat at the front of assembly, and Cookie, who's a lady who works in the, is like a dinner lady or something, she brings out like a massive chocolate cake, and it looks unbelievable. It looks like the best chocolate cake I've ever seen. This, I swear, looks like that. It looks so rich. This could be a slice of Bruce Bogtrotter's cake. Let's go, Brucey, let's do it. That's definitely Brucey's cake, it's delicious. Oh, it's so much softer than I thought. It looks quite dense, but the actual sponge itself is a lot airier than I thought it would be. So it doesn't taste too heavy at all. The chocolate sauce on the side, again, is not too heavy. A little bit of ice cream with that will be absolutely perfect. That's a lot easier to eat than I thought it would be, because I thought, you know what? That's a ginormous portion. It's going to be enough for 2 of you. But I think I could eat that on my own easily. That is really good. I am really enjoying that. I'm kind of surprised because I didn't expect it to be as airy as it is, because it looks like a regular thick chocolate fudge cake. So we're going to move on to this. Who's seen anything like this before? Because I actually saw this on their Instagram, so I knew I wanted to get it before I came in. I just think it looks visually very striking. Right, I'm going to slice straight into that, guys. Get right into it. To get lots of custard. Not totally sure what to expect here. It looks like chocolate orange. Like the chocolate cake, that is incredibly light. Much lighter than I expected. The chocolate orange is coming through nice. The custard here, I've noticed, isn't too heavy. It's not too sweet. All the custard, it's been absolutely delicious. It doesn't overpower the main thing, the cake, at all. I like that. I've never had anything like that before. Last few items now, and I'm kind of sad because I feel like, you know, it's going to come to an end. The video is going to come to an end in the next, I don't know, a few items or so, and it's been a good one. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I don't really do dessert reviews. For me to go somewhere, it has to really pique my interest, and this place definitely has. And it's kind of lived up to that hype that I had in my head. So I know a lot of you like cookie dough, so I thought I would get a couple. So this is their choc chip, which I think was probably going to be one of the best sellers. People seem to love that. And then we've got this one here, which is actually orange flavored. So I'm gonna try this because, yeah, that seems really interesting to me. Okay, that one was the orange. This place has nailed the orange flavoring. Who's had an orange flavored cookie dough before? So I thought I would try them just to compare, you know, because I loved the baked ones. Let's try a fried churro. I feel like the baked churros have ruined all churros for me now, because I think that's the way everyone should have them. They were delicious, but typically they are fried. It's made it hard now, because I remember why I like fried churros so much. That's so good. That's so good. But the inside has actually still got some softness to it. What you don't want to do is have a churro that's fried too much, because it loses its kind of content in the middle, and it just becomes oily and crunchy and too crispy. This has got a perfect blend. Don't ask me which ones I prefer, because I think before I bit that I would have said the baked ones. Now I've had that, I remember why I like the fried ones so much. Okay, look, get them both, eat them both, make your own mind up. I'm not going to get involved in that one because I don't know, I love a good churro. Guys, I'm getting so full, I can't try or taste test absolutely everything, but I need to try donut because they look too inviting. I'm just thinking, which one should I try? Because, you know, you could say, well, why don't you just go for Biscoff because you like Biscoff, that's the flavour you like. Or strawberries and Nutella, you enjoy those flavours. But why not do something a bit different, like this fizzy one? I've never had anything like that before, but it's a gamble, right? It's a gamble. I know I'm going to like the combinations of flavours on the other things, but let's try something a bit different. Let's try something a bit different. I mean, sugar went everywhere. What even is that? I don't know. It's like a selection box, but that looks so inviting, so different. I'm gonna have to try it. I think that's like a fizzy sugar, which I never thought would be so nice on a donut. They have the regular flavors too, but I love the tang that comes with that sugar. The donut itself is aerated really well. It's cooked really well. I am so surprised because I knew there'd be a couple of things that I really liked here. I didn't think this place would get super tasties and Hayman's kind of across the board. That never happens. So that was sherbet. That's the word I'm looking for, guys. It was sherbet. Also, with that box, that's the standard 6, so you get 6 different flavors. But if you want like 3 of one or 3 of the other, blah, 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 they have some flexibility there in the flavors you have. Personally, I would go for the standard box. I would want to get one of every flavor. Then you can try them and then know which ones you like. But if you want to pick your flavors, you can do that as well. So now we're going to move on to the section I like to call the drinks section. So we've got a couple of bubble teas. There's like a fruit one there as well. And we've got a couple of milkshakes. So let's get through these. You know, I thought if I'm coming here, I'm going to try the bubble teas. That's a bit different for a dessert place. So I thought, why not? And I'm a big fan of bubble tea. So we're going to try this one first. This one's called the KARAKOLOGY. I think it's like should have flavour of like a karak tea, I believe, but also with the tapioca balls that you normally get in a milk tea. So I think it's kind of like an in-between the two, but there's nothing to it but to try it, right? So let's give it a go. Who's a fan of bubble tea, actually? I love bubble tea, but I don't know, it doesn't seem to do that well on social media, but I'm a massive fan. It's quite unique, you know, you drink and chew at the same time. It's a bit weird, but a good weird. I really enjoy it. It's such a unique flavour profile. It's literally, for me, in between a milk tea, a karak chai, and a bubble tea. It's kind of in between all three. I'm not a massive fan of karak chai or anything like that at all. If you like that kind of stuff, I think you'll like that. Give that a go. Give that a go. Moving on to the apple tea with lychee. Another thing I like about milk tea is that, or bubble tea I should say, you don't have to get teas. You can get like fruit drinks as well, which are very refreshing, especially like in the summer. I've got little bubbles of lychee, which are the most refreshing thing. It's so lovely to have the apple juice, or the apple drink rather, with bursting lychee. You can pick what flavour you wanted. I wanted apple with lychee. I think those flavours work well. If you're new to fruit teas, definitely give that one a go. I've never had a strawberry bubble tea, so I think this one's a bit different. But how unique is that, right? Having a proper dessert shop like Gourmet Luxury, also having bubble tea. I've not seen that before. And when I did the drip burger review, I wanted to come here, but long story short, I ran out of time. I couldn't do it, and I've been meaning to come back ever since. So glad I finally made it back. It's taken me a while. That one tastes like kind of like a strawberry milkshake with the strawberry pieces, but the pieces kind of explode and give you like a flavour explosion in your mouth. Very unique flavour, very unique. If you like strawberry milkshake, that's the one that you want to get. What I wanted to do, guys, I just wanted to show you some of the variety in the bubble teas. There's lots of flavour combinations. There's lots of different drinks that you can have. I just wanted to show you some level of kind of variety. So moving on to the signature milkshakes. If I'm going to do a dessert review in a dessert shop, you kind of have to get the milkshakes. You guys love milkshakes. I'm not a massive fan, really, but you guys love them. And I've reviewed so many, I feel like I've got a good palette for them. So we're going to go for the Oreo one first. However, usually I would never order an Oreo milkshake. Personally, I think it's a bit boring personally. But this one has like an Oreo cake, like an Oreo stack inside, so it's kind of blended in. That is the most Oreo-y Oreo milkshake I think I've ever had. I think the Oreo cake takes the flavour to another level. Imagine a normal Oreo milkshake, then like to the power of 6 or something, like Oreo times Oreo times Oreo times Oreo, because that's got a proper Oreo taste. There's not watery at all, good thickness to it. That's probably going to be the best Oreo milkshake you're going to have. I'm not a fan of milkshakes, but I think people are going to like that because it basically tastes like an Oreo milkshake on steroids. This one, I'm expecting like a hazelnutty flavour, and I know they use Ferrero Rochers, but they also use their own hazelnut sauce. So I'm expecting something to match the Oreo, because I was quite impressed with that. Again, one thing I'll say about both of these drinks is they are incredibly flavourful. But this is probably the most Ferrero-y, Rocher-y kind of milkshake I've had. Okay, so I've got a couple of items left to go, which I forgot to cover in the sort of the main part of the review. But then I've got something at the end, which you guys are not going to expect. You're not going to see this come in. So what we're going to do first is we're going to actually have this. This is a chocolate fondue. So you've got the chocolate fondue there. You've got marshmallows. You've got strawberries inside and brownie. If you look, that's absolutely filled to the brim, guys. It's absolutely filled to the brim. This, I don't even know how to attack this because there's so much going on. I do like finding stuff like this because even things like marshmallows, you know, you'd be surprised in a lot of places. For some reason, I think when people see like halal meats, they know what's halal, haram, they kind of get that. But when it comes to like reconstituted foods like marshmallows, which look very innocent, people kind of forget really like sweets. People just, it's just one of those things. So it's nice coming to a place like this where kind of got no worries really. I know it's all halal, so that's certainly good for me. But let's give this a go. When I first saw this, I didn't clock that there were strawberries inside. But you know, strawberries, chocolate and marshmallows are such a classic combination. You can't mess with it. And then last but not least on the desserts, and then I've got one thing that you guys are probably not going to see coming, is I'm going to try this cheesecake here. I feel like there's going to be someone that's going to come in, they're going to order a cheesecake. I think you should get some of the other stuff because, you know, I think it's really different. There's some Haymans being dropped. I would go for these items, but I know cheesecake's incredibly popular. For a reason, you know, but let's just try it. Let's give it a go. I feel like I've gone in a bit biased though. I have gone in a little bit biased, but I'm going to try it because I know it's a popular menu item. Okay, that's actually very light. I normally don't like cheesecakes because they're a bit heavy. After a main meal, I can't really have a cheesecake. But that has got to be one of the lightest cheesecakes I've had. So ignore everything I just said a minute ago. Just kind of just cut that. Just forget that. This is actually a very good cheesecake. I'm finishing kind of on a high and I'm getting full and I'm still finishing on a high. I'm glad I actually tried this cheesecake now, guys. Well worth a try. Well worth a try if you're a cheesecake fan. Moving on to the thing, which I knew you guys were not going to expect, right? So I've had lots of desserts, sweet food, you know, that kind of stuff. People associate sweetness with dessert. If you're like me in my regular day-to-day, when you want a dessert, you want things like crisps. You want salty stuff, maybe some spicy stuff, maybe some acidity thrown in. What's better than nachos for that, right? You got the, let's keep it real, man. Nachos are basically crisps. They're Mexican crisps, man. You got that. You've got the acidity from the jalapenos. You got salsa, and you've got the cheese as well. So for me, if I was like at home, if I did like a day of reviews or something, this is actually something that I would get as like an evening meal or like an evening dessert, I should say. But let's just try these because I feel like I'm doing it the wrong way around. I had sweet stuff and then I'm having savory stuff. Really generous portion on the nachos. Everything is as you'd expect. I like the salsa. Nacho cheese is always nice, but the portion size there I think is a bit of a winner. That's something. Do you know what? I would drive here. I'd get these. And I'll smuggle them into the cinema. Because in the cinema, they are an absolute rip-off. Because you get like this many, and it costs the same as your mortgage payment. This, I think, actually, really, really good. Really good. And a good way for me to end my meal with something that's savoury. Also in the drink section, which I didn't show you guys, we've got a couple of mocktails. You guys know I love a good mocktail. I love the fact they're getting popular. Because, you know, it's just a bit different, man. Like, I don't want to drink any more Coke or Pepsi or Fanta. If I get an option of having something fancy like this, I'm going to have it. So we've got two here. So this is strawberry and this is blueberry. Let's try the blueberry first. Oh, you know what that tastes like? It kind of tastes like the drink I had before, which is one of my favourite drinks. Got a good amount of fizz to it, which is what I want in a cocktail. I want a good amount of fizz, good amount of flavour. But let's try the strawberry one. Let's see which one I prefer. I definitely prefer the blue. I'm going to call it blue. I definitely prefer the blue. Strawberry one is good too. I do quite like that, but I think if I was coming here and I was getting one drink out of the three, I'd probably get the Dr. Slush, I think. Then I would probably get one of these with some dessert. But you'll have to look through the video and see the Haymans that I've dropped. They're my favourite items out of everything that I've had so far. Oh, correction. I call these mocktails, but it's actually nimble water. So nimble water, but you know, same kind of, you know, same kind of. This, guys, is the nimble water, not cocktails. Guys, so that brings me to the end of a long but very enjoyable video. I never do dessert videos, so I don't do them that often. And I came here just because the menu kind of piqued my interest. When I did the drip burger video, when I walked past, I had a little sneaky, cheeky look, and I was always intending to come back. So for the people who requested it, sorry it's taken so long. I've been really, really busy, but this has always been on the back of my mind in terms of doing this as a big dessert type video. I've enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, please do remember to like the video. That really helps the channel out. If you want to see some more videos in the area, here's a playlist right here for you. And here's a video that you haven't seen before. If you could like, share, comment, subscribe, that'll be really, really helpful. And I'll see you guys in that next video. Bye, 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 bye.